Curtis. You're with Allworth Money Matters.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to that last call and your commentary. I was having some bad flashbacks myself with annuity experiences.
Did you own one at one point in time?
I still own one, unfortunately.
Actually, I mean, there are times when they make sense, and some of the old products, they were mispriced and they're great deals.
And we'll talk about an annuity. So we just railed on an annuity, but we'll talk about an annuity later on the show that they were mispriced. And so you may have an old annuity that actually is very, very valuable.
You trying to make me feel better?
No. Truly, because at one point in time they had guarantees on them. This was before the advent of the fixed index annuity, where they had guaranteed returns, but you could invest the money whatever way you wanted on an underlying index. Anyway, what's your question for us?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another time, another story, I guess. I won't bother with my annuity issue, but my question is fairly simple, or maybe in a way simple. It's I'm a caretaker / friend for a elderly person, and they've put me in their will. They want to leave their estate to me, which is minimal, but their biggest asset is their home. And they were in financial straits, pretty much living on Social Security. This woman, this widow, and so she got a reverse mortgage on her home.
Okay.
So she has. I guess the house might be worth $250,000, something like that, and the reverse mortgage is about $90,000 on there right now.
Is that the outstanding? I'm sorry, the outstanding balance is $90K
on the mortgage. Yeah.
Okay.
So, if she were to pass away, she's in reasonably good health. I don't expect her to pass anytime soon, and hope she doesn't. So, but I'm just trying to think ahead wisely, and she wants me to inherit the house, but if she were to end up in a situation where she'd have to go into a nursing home or something. From what I'm told, Medicare or whatever would pretty much take everything she has, and including the house.
That's correct.
So,
well, and another way to look at it is the government's not set up to pay for elder care when people have their own assets to pay for elder care.
Yeah. That makes sense. You're right.
And by the way, according to the reverse mortgage itself, once she no longer occupies that house for 12 months or more, it is supposed to be sold.
The reverse mortgage needs to be repaid.
Right.
That's right. It doesn't have to be sold. The reverse mortgage needs to be repaid. Okay.
I see what you're saying. Okay. So somebody, I don't know where I heard this, if it was, Mr. Google or a friend, but someone suggested that I could have my name added to the deed.
No.
On the house.
No.
Well, you can't.
No. Just can't do that.
Well, even if he could, it would make no sense because it wouldn't receive a step up in basis at death.
Yeah, but with considering the fact, the reverse mortgage company would have to agree to that.
That's correct. But even if there was it was owned free and clear, it wouldn't. You could be named as a transfer on death, depending upon where the property, what state it's located in. There's different forms of that, but you wouldn't actually be on the deed itself. And the benefit of not being on the deed is that when we die, we all receive a step up in basis, right? One of the benefits of death. So
what does that mean?
What it means is that the government pretends as if you just acquired that property today, that you could sell it tomorrow and you would pay no taxes on any of the gain. So as an example, let's say she had paid $50,000 for this house 20 years ago, and now it's worth $250,000. If you get on the deed, the government can't see when did he get on the deed? The basis transfers to you, which means that you're on the deed, she dies. Okay, the government says, how much did you pay for this house? $50,000. okay, there's $200,000 of gain here. Curtis, you owe us taxes, capital gains, and state income taxes
On your half.
on your half of the gain, right?
Okay.
But if you are named as a beneficiary or transfer of death, then
yeah. So if what you're trying to do is preserve assets so that you get an inheritance, and she's artificially impoverished to get Medicare,
I don't think that was that wasn't his intent. I don't think so. Was that your intent?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, it sort of sounds greedy, but I guess, yeah, in a sense, it is.
It doesn't work.
I mean, she could technically write him a check for, I forget what the dollar amount is, on a daily basis that goes underneath the limit. And if she lives longer than 3 years or whatever the time frame is, there's not a look back. But I certainly wouldn't recommend that.
That's right. So
I mean, if she might not even sign mind to even, like, why would she, like?
Yeah. So if does she have any living relatives?
No.
I wouldn't recommend getting on the deed.
What about, I think you
can't.
maybe touched on it. What about setting up some kind of, I don't know if it'll be a contract or whatever, where she, on paper, she is paying me a certain amount of money per month for care,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
You can do that.
Would she have to actually pay me, or is it like it's a no?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, she'd have to pay you.
Well, she'd have to pay, but I guess I think what I heard Curtis say was, can this be so that
Lien the house?
I can put a lien on the property or file a claim at death that supersedes that of the U.S. government?
I think
I'm not qualified to answer the question.
So I think if you're providing services, you can charge for the services today. My guess is there is a line of credit still in the reverse mortgage where she has access to cash, where she can pay you for your services today, for rendered services.
Is there a line of credit available on the reverse mortgage?
50 or 60,000.
Okay, then yes. If you're truly providing services,
that's what I would do.
Then sure, she can tap that line
I mean, if
of
your
credit.
concern is I'm providing all these services for nothing, and I'm hoping to get something for my time, and no, I might not. That would be the way to do it.
Absolutely. That's very good, Scott, that you actually went to the line of credit. It never even crossed my mind. But there's a line of credit that's available on that. You could absolutely use that to have her pay you.
Okay, I'm
I understand. Like, you spend a lot, you're caring for somebody, and you're probably like and I get it.
Yeah. I don't want to look at it like I'm trying to rob, the widow here. She is under this assumption, and she truthfully wants me to inherit it, but I'm looking at it realistically and saying, well, all right, if I get a couple bucks out of it, sure, that's nice, but
that's right.
But is there anything I should be doing here to be wise about the situation? If there's not, that's fine.
No.
We'll just roll the dice and see what happens.
No, but just say, hey,
I mean, if you want to charge her.
Yeah, if you want to charge her.
If not, you just
charge her.
Yeah.
If not what?
You just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, okay. Well, the big question was about the deed, so you've answered that.
Yeah, the reverse mortgage company is not going to allow you.
They're not going to allow you to add yourself.
First of all, you have to be 62 and
yeah,
older?
how old are you?
Yeah, I am 62.
Okay, well,
yeah. Anyway, appreciate the call.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Well. All right, Curtis.
Lots of rules around artificial impoverization to qualify for government programs.
Yeah, I remember getting in an argument. Well, I did debate with somebody who their career was helping people that, and he says, "Well, Scott, don't you do everything in your power to make sure that people pay as little in taxes as possible?" Well, yeah, I do, but I said it just feels different when you're talking about having the other taxpayers kicking the money for someone who has the assets so they can take their assets and transfer it to somebody else. It just doesn't sit right with me.